Family, before we even get started, wanted to let you know if you haven't seen, new book coming. Bam! I did share, publicly with the family earlier just to let them know that I'm still doing some behind the scenes things. But again, family, this is coming. I hope that you go ahead and take a crack at it and open up the book. It'll be coming by the end of this month. If you're already seeing this by then go down below in the link and pick it up. Now let me get to work. Can I get to work? Welcome back, family. This is your boy AD. For all you smart and intelligent folks out there, that just simply means, and hey, I got an amazing one. People have been asking me about the CAPM. I got you. You know your boy AD got you. Well, I got seven, and I do mean seven frequently asked questions, and I'm here to answer them. So because I'm here to answer them. If you allow me to be your guide today, call me Guide ED. Is that all right with you? Well, let's jump into the seven. As you know, that's normally my framework. I like to do 7 to 10, but so this right here is just a quick seven, and we're just gonna get it right into it. Before that, I'm going to start off, if you don't mind if I over deliver, I'm going to deliver you a bonus. If you're watching this at this current date and time, this is July of 2023, and I want to let you know, the CAPM is changing. Yep. If you haven't seen it, I put out a video on it. But just in case, I want to give you the opportunity now. The CAPM is changing. The CAPM officially changes on July 25th, 2023. It is changing to PMBOK, or I should probably, let me give you the acronym, Project Body of Knowledge, or PMBOK is what we call it, PMBOK 7 from PMBOK 6. So the new test will be covering PMBOK 6. That is your bonus of the day. Now let me get into my points. What is the CAPM exam? Listen, let me unpack this. I'll make it simple, plain, and straight to the point. The CAPM exam is really basically for individuals that are looking to align globally with the Project Management Institute. It's really the basis, or I say it's the foundation. I believe every project manager should go get their CAPM because it teaches you the frameworks, it teaches you the methodologies, it teaches you basically the actual groundwork before you start building onto that. So for me, the reason why I took it is because of the fact of I knew it was the foundation principle. Even though I had the hours to do PMP, wanted to start there because I knew I could transition into the PMP faster. But that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that another day. Point number two, who should pursue the CAPM? Well, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're starting out in project management, you should do the CAPM. If you're in project management and you don't have a certification, you should do the CAPM. If you have your PMP, again, subjective, but I'm gonna tell you, you should get your CAPM. Why is that? Why do you keep saying that? Because again, family, like I stated before, the CAPM is the foundation. What it does is it allows you again to build on that foundation that you're already building on. And again, some people don't want, when they get their PMP, they're like, I do not want to go through the CAPM and have to deal with that studying. But again, we're building what? I can't hear you. Exceptional project managers. And because we're building exceptional project managers, we're willing to do what the others won't do so we can have what the others won't have. Let's go to point three. Point three, what are the exam prerequisites? Prerequisites. I don't know why that just sounds funny the way I say it. But anyway, here are some of the exam prerequisites. So you have to have you have to have a secondary degree. What does that look like, ED? Great question. See, I love my audience. I mean, family, you guys just know how to ask some great questions. First of all, high school diploma is a secondary degree, or a GED, or basically something general educational development or global equivalent. So more or less a high school diploma or a GED, that we can just get that. Another prerequisite is to have 23 contact hours of project management education completed. Normally you can get this from what they call a ATP, or authorized training partner, or a lot of Udemy. I'm actually working on a course for you guys as well that you can come through me if you guys decide to do that. But again, there's a lot of courses out there in which allows you that opportunity to obtain that 23 contact hours. But I will put my disclaimer in there. Make sure, family, that it will be credible to the PMI. So when you get ready to before you get ready to fill out your application, that is going to be something that they accept. Point number 4. How do you prepare for this thing? Oh, I'm sorry. How do you prepare for the CAPM exam? Let me say this to you, family. Um, the way I'm going to tell you to prepare is the way that worked for me in me passing it the second time. I wish I could say the first time, but no, I didn't pass it the first time, family. See, a lot of people won't share their failures with you. See, they'll tell you that you can get it done in 2 weeks, and 2 weeks through this boot camp, or 10 days, or 48 hours through here, but they won't tell you the downside of that. And so, one of the things what I'll say is when someone says, "Man, how do I prepare for this CAPM exam?" I'll basically tell them, "Listen, if you're already a project manager, treat it just like a project. Put the task in place so that hey, I'm going to be studying these times. These are the things I'm supposed to accomplish, and then create your milestones. Hey, okay, a milestone for me is when I finish once I finish chapter 1, boom, that's a milestone. We're good, and we'll just continue to move on. And also, if you can find study groups, I'll say these are some of the key foundations that I found for me worked was finding a good study group, as well as accountability. Oh man, there's nothing like a great accountability partner, because that accountability partner is not going to allow you to negotiate your way out of it. Because family, we do that. We'll say, oh, we're going to knock out chapter 1 this week, and then we'll negotiate with ourselves and say, well, how about we do it next week because I want to go do this or I want to go do that. It's sacrifices that's going to be required. But just think about it. Once you sit and pass this CAPM exam, the fruits and the excitement that you're going to have, and then also the career progression. Because now, after you got the CAPM, now it's time to start focusing on the PMP. All right. What are covered? What is point number 5? What is actually covered on this CAPM exam as of today? I want to be clear, as of today, because I stated earlier, I gave you one of the bonuses. July 25th, 2023, the exam will actually be changing, and because it's changing, I want you guys to be clear that there's some things that you want to be cognizant of if you're still going to be able to make that timeline before the 20. I'll say probably the 24th. So anytime from now to the 24th you have of July to make it happen. But there's really kind of like 13 points here. So 10 of them are really like knowledge areas. So if you don't know your knowledge areas yet, don't worry about it. Again, like I said, I'll have something coming pretty soon. But again, you could as part of your 23 contact hours, you'll be able to understand that. But let's jump into these actual 13. So based on the CAPM outline, so there's an outline. If you go to Project Management Institute, they have an outline of what is actually going to be on the exam. Now, when I say actually going to be on the exam, it's really around, hey, these areas. So it doesn't mean verbatim that it's going to be on the exam. So here's the 13. Introduction to Project Management. Project environment, role of a project manager, project integration management, project scope management, project schedule management, project cost management, project quality management, project resource management, project communication management, project risk management, project procurement project procurement management, and project stakeholder management. I'll tell you this, out of all of the 13, do you know what and this is just a bonus, do you know what out of, and I think they have them ranked as low as 4% and as high as 10%. So that's the ranking. Guess what is the highest percentage? If I had the Jeopardy music, I'll say, go ahead, play that Jeopardy music, but I don't have it. So we'll just give you 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, project communication management. And guess what this book is about? Communication. Yes, communication. So, family, 10% of the CAPM exam as of today is going to be 10% of your exam is going to be around project communication. Okay, the next highest one is kind of between 3 of them. So it's project integration, which is huge, project stakeholder management, project scope management, and project schedule management. All right, let's move on. We kind of drained that. So How is this CAPM exam structured? Great question. Well, let me explain it. The CAPM exam is structured around 150 question for the exam. So you have 150 questions on the exam, and it's based around these. I took this from PMI.org. Again, this is a fruitful site to go to get white papers to understand the course outline for the various certifications that they serve. So here are the 4 points that they had around it. First is the fundamentals of project management and the role of a project manager. The second one is project management environment and project integration management, project scope, schedule, cost, quality, and resource management, and then project procurement, communication, stakeholder, and risk management. What are the what are the passing criteria, and what happens if I don't pass? This is point number 7. This is a those are one of the questions that I remember I didn't want to go in asking myself, like, what happens if I don't pass? And I finally had to address that when I'm sitting there. I just finished the exam. And let me tell you what PMI does. PMI, y'all got to stop doing this because you know my heart is beating real fast. So soon as you click finish, that you're done with the exam, they ask you to go through a survey. Man, do you know how fast I went through that? I don't even remember reading any of the things. I was just like, click, 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 because at the end of the survey, you get to see your score. And I don't know if they change it up from that, but you get to see your score. And it just basically tells you is, hey, congratulations, you passed, or no, you didn't pass at this time. So if you get the no, you didn't pass, or I don't know how they verbalize it, excuse me, how is it on the screen. However, if you do not pass, you have 3 times to take the exam. After 3 times, if you do not pass in any of those 3 times, you have to sit out a year. You have to wait a whole year, and then after that year, then you can go back, and then you have another times to take it. But here's the catch: every time that you have to basically take that test, you have to pay. If you're a member, you pay $225. If you're a non-member, you pay $300. So for every single time that you do not pass, if you're a non-member, just think, well, that's $300. If you're a member, well, that's $225. So, and also a key note: if your eligibility period expires without you passing the exam, you must reapply for the certification. What does that mean? Well, unfortunately, so when you sit in your your application for the CAPM, you have to, and then they send it back, say, yep, you're a go, you're approved, you can go ahead, just go ahead and make the payment. Let's say after your 3 chances and you haven't passed the exam, you have to remember what I said. You have to sit out a year, and then after that year, you have to come back and reapply all over again and go through the same process. The only thing that's when I say the whole process, I want to be crystal clear here, because what communication makes sense here. Even though you have to go back through the reapply, the 23 credit hours, education contact hours that you obtain, there still will be valid. Even though you had to set out, but you have to submit your application all over again and go through the payment process all over again. So, family, I hope that helped you today. I was kind of long-winded with that, but I'm so passionate about these certifications, as far as making sure that you understand, everything that entails with it: the good, the bad, the success, the ugly. And like I told you before, I've had some challenges of passing the certification on my first try. I would have loved to, but I didn't. But the lessons learned that came with that, and how I've developed better study habits, how I developed better tactics and strategies of how to answer questions, I couldn't even done it if I wouldn't have went through that. So again, family, I hope that helps you today. This has been your boy D. Until next time, I'm out.